No comparison on your journey to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with Supersize Business. And today we're talking about confidence, no comparison, not comparing ourselves to others. Our journey is unique, and that mindset and the power of that, as well as power moves advantage. What's the advantage of having power moves in your business and in your strategy? And how can you and the people that work with you use some of these strategies to get better results, to be more confident, to show up more powerfully, and get better results? I learned a lot about this from Tony Robbins early on back in the 1980s when I was just starting my corporate career. And I found it really powerful when it came to presentations, giving presentations, or negotiations. I was involved in a lot of negotiations in corporate America with different unions, with different employees, hiring and letting people go, etc. And I found that if I used some of these power moves, they boosted my confidence and they helped me to appear more powerful than I was feeling at the beginning of the interchange or the interaction. So one of the biggest things we need to remember, and I fell prey to this in the beginning when I first went from the offline world to the online world and started playing on the internet, I found myself following and watching what other people were doing and comparing myself to them, which I never really did that in corporate America. I was just doing my own thing. But for some reason, the internet is always pitting us against one another in ways that I didn't experience in the offline world, and I don't experience in the offline world. And so I found myself comparing myself to to other people, and I was like shocked, and I stopped. One day I just went cold turkey, and I realized that that was holding me back. It was preventing me from taking the actions I needed to take because I spent all my time and energy following these different trails, following different people, trying to figure out who to follow, whose systems to use, whose training to take. And I realized that I already knew everything I needed to know. I just had to make the processes and the things that I knew my own. And when I did that, everything started to change. When I realized 100% of the time that there is no comparison, we are all unique human beings. We're all like snowflakes, right? I don't know how nature does it, but every snowflake is different and unique. So is every human being. And with us, it makes a lot more sense because we have different parents, different environments, different people, different experiences, different feelings and emotions and different life journeys. It's the same with our business journeys. Our business journey, our success, our career will not be exactly like anyone else's. Why? Because life is for us to learn and grow and learn the lessons we're here to learn, not anybody else. That's my firm and foundational belief. So what the heck are power moves, and how can we use them to increase our confidence and help us show up more powerfully in any situation where we need to or want to in our business and in our organizations? If you're speaking to a group of your people, your team, you still need to show up with confidence and power because they won't have any more confidence and power in what you're doing as an organization than you do. You bring the level of energy, you bring the work ethic, you set the example for everyone else in your organization. So if you set a flip-floppy example or a I don't care laissez-faire attitude, what are you going to get? A whole bunch of people behaving in that way. Is that what you want to grow and supersize your business? Probably not. So what are power moves? And I'm talking about personal power moves, not like strategic business power moves and power plays. It's a totally different subject. What I'm talking about is getting in the right mindset that you're not comparing yourself to others, embracing your journey and the power in that and the lessons that are there for you, setting the example for other people, dressing for success, walking with intention, intentional movements. What was my other one? Power poses like the Superman pose. I actually used to do this and try it out before I had to enter into a negotiation or a situation where I had to give somebody feedback that they didn't probably want to hear, or when I had to, decompose or escalate a situation between employees or between groups, etc. I would actually do the Superman. I call it the Superman pose because I would stand up straight, like Superman does, and he's looking around with his cape flying behind him, his chest out, scanning the horizon from, way up in space. You do that pose for 2 minutes. I challenge you to do that pose for 2 minutes today before you enter into a stressful conversation, a stressful situation, and see if you don't enter that conversation differently than if you hadn't done it. You have to do it all the time. Sometimes I'll just do it in my mind because there's too many people around, and I'll just visualize myself doing that. But we do that for 2 minutes, and we visualize ourselves successfully dealing with the situation at hand. Dressing for success, again, this is dependent on picking clothes that fit you well, picking colors that make you feel good. I remember my first job in corporate America. Give Procter & Gamble a hard time right now here. We were expected to wear navy blue or black all the time, and usually suits. It depends on where you are in the organization, but there was definitely an expectation that this is the color code for leadership in this organization. It wasn't written down, but it was definitely shown through the norms of the culture of the organization. Well, I got really sick and tired of wearing black and blue all the time, every day. And we didn't have uniforms, so I wished we had uniforms back then because it would have made life a whole lot easier than having to have a whole closet full of black and navy blue clothes. Why? I know those are power colors, but they don't feel powerful on me. And so we want to pick colors and fit and styles that match the occasion. If you're going to a black tie event, you don't show up in jeans. If you're going, I still am of the old school. You don't go to a wedding or a funeral in jeans, right? But then I also grew up in the days when you went to mass in a dress every single day. And I went to grade school where we had to wear dresses to grade school. That's how old I am. Older and wiser, I hope. Some days yes, some days no. So power poses, focusing on your own journey and your own business. I always say, mind your own business. Know what's going on around you, but don't compare yourself to the competition. Let your customers do that if they so choose, but don't bring it up for them. And hey, oh, by the way, there's 6 people that we compete against, and here's why we're better. You know what the first thing they're going to do when they leave your office or leave your meeting? They're going to Google or go online and search out those other 6 competitors and see if something is more important to them that they handle better than you do. I know, I think it's common sense. All right, so that's what I've got today. We are not comparing ourselves to others. We're focusing on our own journey. We're using poses and power moves and dressing for success or dressing for the occasion in ways that make us feel better. Because when we feel better, we show up with more energy, more excitement, and that is contagious throughout our organization, which all helps us to attract the right people and grow and build and supersize. All right, any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will be with you tomorrow.